Hello from Nepal. It's me, Jason. I wanted to send you a video to say thank you for your prayer and support for me doing some disaster relief there over the past several weeks. We had originally been called out to do some backpacking in of food supplies, and in the few days that it took for me to actually get on a plane and get there, the landslides that were preventing relief supplies from coming in were plowed open, and so major relief organizations had gotten in and done a lot of relief work even in the few days that it took for me to get there. So much of my job was to go and use my training with Sphere Project to assess what people needed still, and overwhelmingly the answer was that they needed food. And so while I was there, and I was able to be a part of feeding a village of 20 families, and then the very next day feeding a village of 200 families. So even in those 2 days alone, we did more than we would have ever been able to do backpacking in relief supplies. Nepal is just a very different place, very beautiful, very awe-inspiring, and kind of dangerous at the same moment, with roads and cliffs and everything done on the side of a mountain. And Nepalis do everything in flip-flops, everything. And watching 40-year-old women climb up mountains that I had to come down because I couldn't go up them, and hear these 40-year-old ladies walking up these mountains in flip-flops, carrying 60 pounds on their head and back. The spiritual lessons there are huge. They are very unburdened people. And we Americans would attempt to attack a problem burdening ourselves with backpacks on equipment and even hiking boots that are 5 pounds apiece. Spiritually speaking, if we could just learn to unburden ourselves of things that we think we need and just simply stick to a gospel message, if we just take on His burden, which is light, I think we could get so much more accomplished. Another great thing for me while I was there, I knew part of my calling to go was to pray for pastors. And you should just see these guys just simply melt when I would express to them, I want to pray for you, but don't tell me about your church, don't tell me about the ministry, how can I be praying for you specifically? These guys would just dissolve because they had been going 2 weeks on a shoestring worth of energy because they'd been going so long, helping so many other people and their needs. And by this point, some of their families were being threatened. Their houses too had fallen down. Their church buildings were, needing repair, and, they're looking out for the needs of everybody in the community, oftentimes at the sacrifice of their own needs. And what was interesting, as I talked to these pastors again and again, I heard their encouragement for me to tell you, as people here in America and elsewhere, to stop praying for persecution to end. They truly believe that persecution is the main reason that Christianity is spreading in Nepal, and they want it to continue. And so I hope that message helps guide you about how to pray for the persecuted church. It's definitely informed me. I also want to let you know, I think that this disaster is not over. The best way I can tell you, it's like a 3-act movie, like a three movie story. You had the disaster that happened, the initial disaster, and now you've got monsoon season setting in, where tons of rain is going to cause more landslides, which is going to cause more people to be cut off from the basic necessities of life. and they're going to come down the mountains and from the mountain villages and go into Kathmandu, and they were going to have, you know, a displaced people group, just thanks to natural disaster. And then that third movie will then be the rebuilding of it all in this winter and spring, once winter happens there as well. Yeah, so things aren't over there yet. And if you're still interested about how you can get involved, I really do encourage you to pray about that and see what you can do. Contact different organizations, see what they're doing, see if you can be a part of that, and reach out and help those people. And in closing, again, thank you. Thank you for your prayers of support and also your financial support. Without that, I could not have gone. But we just thank you so much for allowing me to be able to take this opportunity and serve God and serve the people of Nepal.
Hello. I have a yam.